In the dead of night, on a lonely stretch of road, a tragic accident changed everything. Sarah and her young daughter Lily were driving home after a quiet evening. The rain poured heavily, making the road slick and dangerous. Without warning, a speeding truck, driven recklessly by a group of young men under the influence, swerved into their lane. Sarah tried to steer away, but it was too late. The car spun out of control, smashing into a tree with a violent crash. The truck didn't stop. The men inside laughed and sped off, leaving Sarah and Lily trapped, their lives slipping away in the wreckage. The rain continued to pour as their last breaths left them, and the world went silent. But their story didn't end there. 1 year later, the town began to whisper of strange sightings along that same road. Drivers reported seeing a woman and a little girl standing in the middle of the street, staring with cold, hollow eyes. When anyone got too close, their figures would vanish, leaving the air thick with an unnatural chill. Rumors spread that it was the spirits of Sarah and Lily, seeking vengeance on those who caused their deaths. One by one, the men responsible for the accident started to experience strange, terrifying events. Late at night, as they drove home, the radio would cut out, replaced by the soft voice of a child singing a haunting lullaby. The temperature in their cars would plummet, and in the rearview mirror, they'd catch glimpses of a shadowy figure in the back seat, Lily, her eyes glowing with malice. For days, they lived in fear, but the real terror began when one of the men, Jake, saw something that made his blood run cold. He was driving down that same road when he saw Sarah, standing in the middle of the lane, her eyes locked on his. Her pale face was twisted in rage, her hand pointing directly at him. Panicked, Jake swerved, but his car skidded on the wet road. When he looked up again, Sarah was standing right in front of the car, her hollow eyes boring into him. He screamed as the car flipped, crashing into the ditch, but somehow Jake survived. Dazed and bloody, he crawled from the wreckage, only to see Lily standing in the rain. Her small face was expressionless, her eyes dark and empty. She spoke only one word. "Why?" Jake tried to run, but no matter where he went, the spirits of Sarah and Lily followed, tormenting him, dragging him back to that night, making him relive the horror over and over. As the other men met similar fates, plagued by visions driven to madness, the town grew more terrified. No one dared drive that road at night for fear of encountering the vengeful spirits. The legend of Sarah and Lily became a warning. Justice would find those who caused harm, no matter how long it took. In the end, the spirits of the mother and daughter weren't seeking random vengeance. They were after the ones who abandoned them, left them to die alone in the rain. And one by one, those men paid the price for their cruelty. But the spirits didn't stop there. Now they haunt the road, always watching, always waiting for the next person to show reckless disregard for life. If you drive that road late at night, you might see them standing in the rain, their hollow eyes staring into your soul. And if you've wronged someone, they just might be coming for you next.